Welcome back to the DLOH. This January, we're diving into Growth 2025, a mini-series designed to inspire fresh perspectives and equip you with practical tools for a thriving year ahead. In part 1 of this series, we addressed procrastination. Today, in part 2, we're focusing on building a support system, a cornerstone of resilience and well-being. In the past few weeks, we faced heartbreaking and challenging events. The tragedy in New Orleans, the devastating California wildfires, the Vegas explosion, and the passing and burial of former President Jimmy Carter. These moments remind us how fragile life can be and how much we need each other to navigate the uncertainty and the grief that life throws our way. Today, we'll explore why having a support system is important for our mental health and well-being. I will share steps that can assist an individual in building their own network of support or strengthening and nurturing those connections that are already established so that we can navigate life's challenges and celebrate its joys. Let's start by understanding why a support system is so essential. Social connection is a cornerstone of mental health. I'm going to go on an architectural masonry jaunt and then share how it applies to mental health. In relation to architecture, a cornerstone is traditionally the first stone laid for a structure. Careful measurements are taken to ensure the cornerstone is square, thus ensuring the proper alignment of the remainder of the building. A cornerstone also marks the geographical location by orienting a building in a specific direction. A cornerstone is the foundational element of a structure, providing stability and strength for everything built upon it. Similarly, a support system acts as the cornerstone of our mental health and well-being, offering stability and resilience needed to navigate life's challenges and build a fulfilling life. According to a study by Holt, Lundstedt et al., strong social relationships are associated with a 50% increased likelihood of survival. I'd like to give a little bit more insight into this study. This group of researchers studied social relationships and mortality risk. They conducted their experiment, they gathered their results, and they utilized a statistical method called random effects modeling to express their findings as an odds ratio. That is, the ratio of the chances of something happening in one group and the chances of that same event happening in a second group. The researchers found that the average odds ratio was 1.5, which means that survival odds are 1.5 times higher than the baseline. Another way to think of this is by the time half of a hypothetical sample of 100 people has passed away, there will be 5 more people alive with stronger social relationships than people with weaker social relationships. This highlights just how vital connection is for our well-being. A support system helps buffer the effects of stress, provides a sense of belonging, and even improves physical health. In times of crisis, like the events we've recently witnessed, having people to lean on can make all the difference. A support system can help us process emotions, share the burden of grief, and remind us that we are not alone. This study, conducted by Holt, Lundstedt et al., was done in 2010. A lot has changed since. A good support system is not about the number of people in your life, but about the quality of those relationships. Here are some key elements. A good support system will always have emotional support. These are the people you can turn to when you need to talk, cry, or vent. They listen without judgment and offer empathy. A good support system also has practical support. This includes people who can help with tangible needs like childcare, meals, or transportation during difficult times. Finally, a good support system also has community support. This could be a religious group, a volunteer organization, or even a hobby group where you feel a sense of belonging. Now, let's talk about how to create or nurture your support system. Start by identifying who is already in your life. Who do you feel comfortable turning to? Are there any gaps in the type of support you need? Building meaningful connections requires vulnerability. Share your struggles and allow others to do the same. This will deepen trust and connection. A sidebar with being vulnerable: if you know that a person has not shown empathy, understanding, warmth, or the desire to support you when you have demonstrated vulnerability, please take heed to that. Vulnerability is something that is reserved for those who have the ability to safely receive it from you. So be mindful. Another way to create or nurture a support system is by joining local groups or organizations that align with your interests or values. This could be a book club, a sports team, or a volunteer group. Next, you want to set boundaries. A support system isn't about having people who drain you. It's okay to step back from relationships that feel toxic or one-sided. Let's complete this segment by identifying reciprocity as a way to create or nurture a support system. Support is a two-way street. Be there for others in your network, offering help and empathy when they need it too. Building a support system also strengthens resilience, which is our ability to bounce back from adversity. Resilience doesn't mean you don't feel pain or stress. It just means that you have the tools to navigate it. For example, consider the communities affected by the attack in New Orleans and the California wildfires. People come together to share resources, they provide shelter, medical assistance, and eventually they also come together to rebuild. This collective effort demonstrates the power of support in fostering resilience during even the darkest times. To wrap up, let's do a quick exercise. Grab a piece of paper and draw a circle in the center. Write your name inside the circle. Now, draw lines outward and write the names of people, groups, or organizations you feel connected to. Think about emotional, practical, and community support. If you notice any gaps, jot down ideas for how you might fill them, whether it's reaching out to an old friend or joining a new group. In times like these, connection is more important than ever. Building and nurturing a support system takes effort, but the results are immeasurable. Remember, you don't have to face life challenges alone. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the DLOH. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit from it. And as always, take care of yourself and one another.
To say hello, oh, oh, hello, oh, oh, hello, oh, oh.